This is my opinion, but I think making your first dollar as a freelancer is the hardest part of the journey. So today, let's talk about how long it took me to earn that first dollar, how I made that first dollar, the whole timeline, the breakdown, the hot goss of what happened when, as well as tips to help you speed up that first freelance paycheck for you. Hey, it's Dea, freelancer, digital business manager, most recently entrepreneur. And as always, you can find sections of the play bar below if you want to skip to a certain part of the video. Your time is precious, so take what you need. And if you want to watch us on 2x, I won't be offended in the least. Okay, let's dive in. All right, taking you behind the scenes, August 24th, 2016, I send off my first official proposal to try to be a freelancer on Upwork. It was for a job doing some sort of Photoshop thing. I was like, you know what? I did dabble in Photoshop when I Photoshopped a bunch of dumb celebrity stuff for my Tumblr blog in middle school, so I can probably do this. And you can see that it was pretty brutal. I was declined. I'm pretty sure I got no response. I was just straight up rejected. I was heartbroken. And I remember thinking, I knew this wouldn't work. This was too good to be true. I knew it wouldn't work. And you can see there's a huge gap between the next time I tried to apply again. Partially because at this point I was like, I guess this doesn't work. And partially because I started my first big girl job, my little entry path to the corporate ladder I'd trained my whole life to do. So I had no time to really invest into freelancing. I was excited to start my new internship. And you can see that about 2 months into the internship, I realized I can't possibly do this for the next 40 years. How is everybody acting like they are fine? Because I was not fine. So suddenly I have more urgency. I have this fire within me that's like, I need to find an alternative, ASAP sap. And you can see that October 14th is a day that I thought, okay, I need to figure something else out. So I send off 8 more proposals on October 14th. All no responses, basically just declined, rejected, job is closed. Okay, no biggie, no biggie. Still desperate for an alternative outside of this corporate ladder. So fueled by that, I try harder. October 17th, 2 more jobs. October 18th, 1 job. October 21st, I send off another 8, all declined. All brutal rejections. Very disappointing, very sad. In total, 20 proposals at this point. And then it happens. I land my first client, Topher. So if you want to start counting from August 24th, then it took me 2 months to make my first dollar as a freelancer, but most of that was because I wasn't really trying, right? Like I wasn't trying actively between August and mid-October. But if you count from when I was actively trying, then it took me exactly 1 week and 20 tries to make my first dollar. And as a bonus, guess how many more tries it took me to land my second client? Because you'll see after this one, I was like, oh my gosh, this could potentially happen for me. Let me keep going. But I got rejected, 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 declined, rejected. So I want you to guess how long it took me to land my second client, how many more tries that took in the comments, because I think that'd be fun. And I'll comment on the one that's correct. So here's what I did right. Number 1, I kept going even though I didn't hear back. Simple, but so many people just don't do this. They send 2 and they're like, okay, never mind, pack it up, it doesn't work. You may have to try 20 times, 50 times, 100 times, but I promise the tries are so worth it because look at where I am now, thriving. All because of that first dollar. So please do not give up, just keep going. Keep going until you get somewhere. I also refined my pitch to be more specific and establish more credibility. I'm seriously embarrassed. I almost don't want to show you my first pitch, but I will, because we're all about transparency here and making fun of Dea. It's so bad. I honestly thought this would work. I have experience doing this exact kind of work in terms of photoshopping the background out of products. I can do this job quick and simple. Eager to prove myself for my first job and my first Yeah, we all start from the bottom. Anyway, against all odds, yes, I did learn how to write better proposals eventually, and I have a video now, all about writing Upwork proposals and a template. If you want to grab that, I'll link that below. Another thing I did right was price low, because who would want to hire Miss Nothing on her profile, Miss No Testimonials, Miss High Risk Rewards Unclear? So I made it lower risk, easier yes for clients by pricing low. I landed Topher at $10 an hour. I made it an easy yes for him. I was also fast. I applied ASAP within 30 minutes of the this job being posted, and I responded right away. He wrote me at 10:37 p.m. on a Friday night asking when I can start, and I leapt somersaulted out of bed when I saw the notification, and I said, I can start now. I can start now, 10:37 p.m. on a Friday. And honestly, I think that's fine for your first few clients. You gotta do a little extra effort up front, and once your client roster is full, then call up your BFF, Miss Boundaries. Help me, please. Send help. Another thing is to be clear. I was crystal clear with Topher about when I would have things done for him. I asked questions so I could get clarity on exactly what he wanted up front. So tell your potential client what it looks like to work with you, timeline, process, whatever. Just make it easy to understand. Make it super clear for them. And bonus points, by the way, I was super easy to work with. Accommodating, flexible, it's that inner people pleaser in me. And I told him I would have it ready within 12 hours, but I had it done within 4 hours. So I really recommend pulling out all the stops for making that first dollar, that first $10. If you'll notice, really the gist of all these things is to make things easy for the client. Make it easy for the client to say yes and to give you a shot. Make things faster, cheaper, simpler for them, and do a really good job so they don't have to fuss with rehiring someone or making tons of changes. And that is really the secret to freelancing successfully. That's really what it is. Just make things easy for people every step of the way. All right, now here's how to speed up your process to your first dollar as a freelancer. System, not a goal. So a goal is, I want to land a client. A system is, I will send off 10 proposals every weekday for the next month. So do you have a system or do you have a goal? Commit. Don't half-ass it like I did in the beginning. Full-ass it. Hate that I said that, but take it seriously. Make a commitment. Tell someone that commitment so they hold you accountable. I will try my hardest for at least X timeline using the system I created. And also another tip is diversify where to find your first client. So I only used Upwork, which obviously is fine, but I mean, it worked out for me, but it was kind of risky because if Upwork hadn't worked, I would have just given up, I guess. So obviously I started on Upwork because I had no clue what to do. I wasn't plugged into the freelancing network. I am now, and there are definitely better methods to finding clients as well that you should definitely try out. So I would pick 2 to 3 methods for finding clients to diversify your acquisition methods and create systems for each of those. So example, if you want to cold pitch, then commit to doing 3 cold pitches a day for a month. That's a system. If you want to apply to gigs on a job platform of some kind, commit to doing 5 to 10 a day for 30 days. That's a system. And this is an important tip. If you avoid rejection as a freelancer, you're going to have a really rough time booking yourself out or making bananas money. That's just the truth of it. So get comfortable with rejection. Know that you can't control who they pick, who they hire, their factors, everything they're weighing on their end, but you can control how much you apply, so the quantity, and the quality of those applications, and the skill set that you are delivering and the value you can bring to the table. Okay, cool. And if you want to know how it went from that $1 to making $1,000 a month as a freelancer, then this video, right up your alley. You can click on over to find out my biggest tips to getting to 1K a month. It's right there. Right there. Yep. You got it. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.